agree, and so did Charlie Cream. He said it before their championship game in WCC against Gonzaga. He said he thought they would be a higher seed.
It will be Segrist jumping up against Gustin. BYU is in the dark uniform. Excuse me, BYU is in the blue uniform. And BYU will be in white today, Villanova in the blue. This is a very good offensive team, and right away Albiero, who is not known for her shooting, has just drained a three as we take a look at our Capital One starting lineups. Inside they go right away, and Gustin, good defense, a travel on Herlihy, and so a turnover. Neither one of these teams turn it over very much as well. They only average about 13 per game. Here's BYU's starting lineup. BYU on offense for the second time after that Albiero three. Nice lob underneath to Gustin. She missed the layup. And another three on the way. This one's good. How about BYU? That's Tegan Graham, 2 for 2.
Coming out high and ready to shoot. And Tegan, she's one of their very top three-point shooters. And this is an exciting game to watch. You're going to see on both ends. Quick pace like you just saw. Great cut there by Segrist. That is what she does best, that back door.
6-2 here early. Nice take. That was missed by number 13 for BYU. BYU wearing those whites today. Both teams have very similar school colors. Villanova, second in the Big East this year, got an at-large bid. They lost to UConn in the Big East Championship. BYU falling to Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference Championship. Shot clock under 5. Mullen puts up the three off the front of the rim. That is Mullen. She is the niece of NBA superstar Chris Mullen. And another missed shot. So BYU started out hot behind the three-point line, and now a chance for Villanova to get closer. And a foul to give us a chance to introduce our coaches. That is the West Coast Conference Coach of the Year for the second straight year, Jeff Judkins, in his 21st season. He is one of the semifinalists for the National Coach of the Year award, and just a delightful man. Played in the NBA for a long time. In fact, he said his training camp with the Pistons was here in Ann Arbor, so it's brought back a lot of memories for him. Segrist got loose, missed the shot.
And I was thinking about it. He played for the Pistons. I'm thinking that's where this BYU team kind of gets their tough and gritty style of play and mentality when you think about those Pistons.
Nice stick back by Gustin. Yeah, that's a good point, Asia, because that is one thing we noticed right away. This BYU team is so competitive in practice. He said it's one of the first teams he's ever had that didn't want to stop practicing. They're like, one more, coach.
Yeah, that was an intense practice. I was getting tired, out of breath just watching it from the sideline.
I mean, but I have to say, both these teams went hard yesterday. Another shot clock danger here. Offensive foul. And a push off on Garzon.
Hey, Garzon, you see it's obvious there. She stuck the arm out, and that's just great defensive effort by Paisley there.
Garzon from Israel. And is 6'1", she can run the point, very versatile. Neither one of these teams make a lot of careless mistakes. They're very disciplined in the way they play. Gonzalez gives it up. Albiero, another one. Now she is a real catalyst for this team, but how about the intangible of her already scoring 5 points? So Albiero has given BYU a 10-2 lead. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Denise Dillon back home at Villanova. She played at Villanova under the renowned Harry Peretta, the coach that she replaced, And this year in her second season has been named Big East Coach of the Year. You know, Asia, the last time her team played BYU, she was in the game and she was the leading scorer. She scored 21 points in that game back in the 90s.
Yeah, Coach Dillon was a bucket. I mean, you talk about the players coming in with a chip on your shoulder. How about Coach Dillon?
Tegan Graham with the foul. Yeah, Coach Dillon did a great job at Drexel University, took them to the NCAA tournament, and then came back and replacing Harry Peretta. So much history in this Villanova women's program. They've got an amazing alumni program. They get 40 to 50 players back every year for their alumni game. That's Segrist on the miss.
She didn't get that shot, but I love that look there. She has such a height advantage over Paisley, and it's just so easy for her to turn over, raise up, and get that shot. She just has to put them in.
It's been over 2 minutes since Villanova scored. Now a travel on Gustin. We were very impressed with how BYU practiced yesterday and their discipline, not only the way they approach basketball, but you mix that with how well this team gets along. I think this BYU team is very special.
Yeah, veteranship, lots of chemistry, all high IQ players. They help each other out. They all want to see each other do well because ultimately they have one common goal, and that's to win. And to do that, you have to do it together.
3 on the way, off the mark. Villanova still struggling to score here in the first quarter. Gonzalez really has not got going offensively yet. She hasn't had to. Herlihy couldn't grab it. No, some contact. It was not a whistle at first. And now let's see what the call is. It was made from the opposite official. And we are going to have a foul here against number 32 for Villanova.
Shot clock reset to 30 seconds.
That is Bella Runyon, sophomore from Moorestown, New Jersey. She's having a special weekend here. Both of her father and brother played football at Michigan. So they're all here, though, wearing Villanova gear, obviously. They've had trouble scoring. They keep getting down deep in the shot clock.
And you got to credit BYU's defense.
Here's Olsen.
They're getting the looks that they want, just not able to knock it down.
Yeah, it has not been a good shooting start. They've only made 1 field goal here in the first quarter. Oh, nice take and 1. That is Paisley Harding, and she is one of the toughest players you'll ever see on a basketball court, as the foul called on Garzon.
Tough is an understatement, and we talk about high IQ. That was a great cut to the basket, tough as nails, able to finish through the contact, yes, and 1.
So why is she tough? Well, she broke her hand last year in the NCAA tournament against Arizona, kept playing in that game, and earlier this year against Gonzaga, she left with a gash under her eye, got 4 stitches at the half, and came back, played in the third quarter, sparked a 19-3 run, and BYU ended up beating Gonzaga.
And she was a nation favorite last year in the tournament when you just saw how tough she played, and even knowing that she had that injury. Just so fiery, so passionate.
Albiero with the foul will send us into a break. It's been a good start for the Cougars of BYU. BYU on Selection Sunday, finding out they would be playing here in Ann Arbor against this Villanova team as a number 6 seed. But what a season they had, Asia. This is a team that only lost 3 times. They were ranked in the top 25 most of the season. They had a top 10 net ranking for just as long. And Gonzaga got them in the tournament, and that's what dropped them to a 6 seed. So even though it's the best seed in program history, they wanted more.
Yeah, and this BYU squad, I believe, from my personal opinion, I think they're one of the best squads that this program has had in a while. I mean, they're just so good all around. Everybody is a threat. You know, they have people attacking. They have people creating plays. They all hustle. And then you talk about their style of play and how they get up and down. This is a really stout, efficient, high IQ BYU team.
I was talking to one of their personnel yesterday, and he's a basketball guy, and he said, BYU is basketball in its purest form. And I like the way he described that, because you're right. If you're a basketball purist, you're going to love this BYU team. The three is open, and it is knocked down by Bella Runyon. That is their first basket since the 8:50 mark in this first quarter.
Yeah, big momentum play there. Needed bucket, and how about it from Bella coming off of the bench?
Couple of unexpected scores for both teams. Runyon for Villanova and Albiero for BYU. Gonzalez, nice dump to Gustin. That was a heck of a pass.
Just making the right read there, and Gustin, that's just a great finish.
And we talked about Gonzalez, two-time West Coast Conference Player of the Year. She's an excellent passer. Just fills up the stat sheet. Here's Segras. Segras misses the three. And BYU with a chance to build on this 10-point lead.
And Gonzalez, we talk about her passing as they get the travel call there, but we talk about her passing, and that's where I think she's improved her game the most. She had to sit out for an injury, and coach said when she sat out, she really expanded her game. And we heard the story. Her mom told her, don't sit at the end of the bench. Go sit at the front with the coach, where she learned the offense, and that's where she learned to make those great reads and be able to make those great passes and set her teammates up.
Olsen, pull-up jumper off the mark. Gustin with a rebound. And BYU tried to get it up the floor quickly, but Olsen recovered nicely on defense and got the steal. This Villanova team very intense as well. Nice defense. Brigham Young, one of the best offensive teams in the country, but really locking down Villanova here in this first quarter so far. So Villanova trailing by 10. Gonzalez lost it, and things getting sloppy here. Segras, and the layup just slides in by Oriole.
This is why Segras is so good. She's an opportunistic scorer. She's an opportunistic playmaker, and what I mean by that is look at the play that she just made simply off of hustling. She got the back tip after the turnover and got the assist to her teammate.
She easily could have taken that shot. Three on the way for BYU, off the mark. Oriole with a rebound. Villanova in the tournament for the first time since 2018. They had that memorable win over UConn in the regular season this year. They were picked to finish 5th in the Big East this year, a group of overachievers. Olsen knocks down the three, and Villanova right back in it, trailing by only 5.
I like it. How about the freshman, who you can't even say is a freshman? She's gotten over that 300-minute mark, as what coaches would say in this league. Doesn't make her a freshman, but she has stepped up tremendously, and that's what they're going to need.
I love Olsen's D as well right now. Well, a reminder, ESPN's exclusive coverage of the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One continues next Friday through Monday with the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. And then on Friday, April 1st, we bring you the Final Four, and for the first time, the championship game Sunday night this year. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern on April 3rd. All games can also be seen on the ESPN app. One app, one tap. We are honored to be part of March Madness here in Ann Arbor. Michigan and American will be next on this floor. We're just getting started here in our first game of the day.
You see Nova early went to their bench and tried to make some adjustments and substitutions, see if they can get things going. But look what happened. They got things going, and now BYU had some subs come in as well.
Asia Segras is only 1 of 6 to start this game. And again, she's the nation's second leading scorer. Hansen is checked in, and Hansen is definitely a game changer. She's 6'7" for BYU as Oriole gets bumped, misses the layup, but she'll go to the line. And the foul is on Harding.
Well, you talk about Segras and, you know, her not shooting the ball well thus far early in the game. When you're a Wildcat, coach wants you to sort of have that shoot mentality where you might not be making shots, but if those are the shots that you're making, and if you're capable like Segras, you just got to keep shooting them. You got to get in the flow, get in the rhythm.
Segras, one of the most prolific scorers and one of the all-time greats already in Villanova history. Big East Player of the Year, the 3rd in history to win that award from Villanova. And she is an instant highlight reel, one of those players that all year has just been so fun to watch. And again, like you talked about Gonzalez, Siegrist made the most of her time out with an injury as well.
And we talked about that. She said one of the most important things she learned was how dangerous and effective she can be off of the ball. So she doesn't need the ball in her hands to be able to get a shot and score.
Another long-range jumper. That's Kaylee Smiler hitting the long 2. And BYU getting scoring from unexpected places in this first quarter. And a foul out at half court. That Falatea gets called for the foul. That's her second. Albiero also has 2. Falatea from Salt Lake City, just a freshman. I love what they told me about her yesterday, Asia, that she's one of the slowest walkers in human history, but she's lightning fast on the court.
Yeah, that's normally how it is. That's how I am. I'm lightning fast, and I'm the slowest and most clumsy walker, but on the court, I'm very agile and very fast.
Oriole now 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Last year's Pennsylvania Gatorade Player of the Year from Newtown, Pennsylvania. She is 4 of 4 from the free throw line. She shot all 4 Villanova free throws, and she'll get a breather now with a minute to play here in the first quarter. Villanova's fought back.
Yeah, they fought back, and they score in bunches, and they fight hard, and they're one of those harder offenses to guard, and when they light it up, they can light it up.
Hampson's entry pass is a foul as it is caught by Gustin. Foul is on number 15, Brooke Mullen.
Her first personal foul.
Brooke Mullen from Langhorne, Pennsylvania. Her uncle is Naismith Hall of Famer Chris Mullen, who obviously played at St. John's and in the NBA for many, many seasons.
Coached there too. He coached my brother when he was playing at St. John's.
Quick shot, that's Gonzalez. Interesting, Gonzalez and Siegrist, our 2 stars, really haven't gotten off the mark offensively yet.
Credit the defense. You talk about knowing the scouting report and knowing tendencies and locking in. Make other players step up.
Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. There's a long 3 from Siegrist, offensive rebound. Herlihy. Checking the shot clock. There's about a 6-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Shot clock down to 5. Mullen for 3. Siegrist with the offensive rebound, blocked by Hampson. BYU will try to put up a final shot. No foul, shot no good by Harding. And a hard-fought first quarter has come to an end as BYU started hot. Villanova fought back. Fans of all ages enjoying this one, our first game of the day here in Ann Arbor, part of the Wichita region in March Madness.
When she's off the ball, she is capable of scoring, and that's exactly what they need from her. And then from Villanova, how about Oriole? With 6 points for the team.
Yeah, only averages 3. We just started the second quarter. Siegrist for Villanova, again the second leading scorer in the nation, only has 2 points. Gonzalez on the other side of the floor averages almost 19 a game, has not scored. Hampson breaking up that play on the defensive end. There's Hampson with the entry pass, loses it. Siegrist gets the steal. And then, Siegrist is one of those players, Asia, that if she's not scoring, she's going to do other things well. But they've got Hampson on her right now, who's 6'7". Herlihy, as she's falling down, gets rid of it. Here's Oriole looking for 8 points, and she's got it.
Oriole just stepping up and balling out, and that's what you need when you're covering and locking down your best scorer. Who else is going to step up?
And Villanova is within 1. Villanova has not led. 3 on the way, a chance for Villanova to get its first lead.
They got lucky on that one. Tegan is a great 3-point shooter. You can't leave her out there in the corner like that.
Good hustle there by Harding. Here's that Oriole last shot.
Oriole, just a hard drive right. When I say right, I mean right. She went right from opposite end of on the corner on the arc all the way to the right side.
Her dad, Paul, played football at Kentucky, so I know he was proud of that play.
Oh, I know he was so proud. Bulldoze right into the paint.
A lot of the families have traveled here to Ann Arbor to watch their daughters compete in this March Madness. And when we left practices yesterday, Asia, we both looked at each other and said, I have no idea who's going to win Villanova, BYU, and we're kind of getting a taste of it right now.
I love it. Fast pace and up-tempo, and you ask both coaches what pace they're looking to play, and that's exactly it. They're playing, they want to stick to their styles of play. The biggest game key is not necessarily to take one team out of the game, but to execute and play to their strengths on both ends of the court.
Uncharacteristic turnovers by BYU, and Oriole takes advantage of that, and she's now got 10 points, one off her career high. And I know Oriole did not show up on the scouting report scoring this many points. Nice take, what a move by Paisley Harding.
That's what I want to see more of. She had that nice bucket earlier in the game, but I need to see more from her stepping up. That's what she can do. She can attack that lane.
BYU team, a very veteran team against a younger Villanova team. Shot clock again, down to 5. Shot clock at 2. Oriole will have to force it. Tried to bank it in.
And that's a shot that I know Coach Dillon did not want. She wants them to stick to their offensive philosophy, which is creating off of those cuts, those off-ball screens, not necessarily to play one-on-one on the offensive end.
That was thrown up by Gonzalez, but nice offensive rebound. Yeah, if you like backdoor cuts and screens, and like we said, there's Harding again. Basketball in its purest form. Foul on Runyon as Harding goes to work and lifts her team.
Yeah, Harding, she heard what I said. I need her to step up, and that's exactly what she's doing. Getting that nice drive there. And then on this last play, look at her getting the paint. Unorthodox kind of landing there, but still finishes with the bucket.
You know, I always look at players in every sport, and I say, okay, if my life's on the line, who do I want playing for it? Harding would be one of those I would want playing for my life.
Oh, yeah,
she is all out all the time.
If I'm going to war, she is right there in the front line.
Harding.
Ride or die, all the sayings you can throw out there about someone you want to have.
She's a big cliche.
Big time.
Harding with 8 points. Olsen, the freshman, gets the shooter's roll. And another turnover. Again, BYU only averages 13 a game. They had 5 in the first quarter, and they've continued that here in the second. Now up to 9 turnovers. Very uncharacteristics for Juddy's team. That's what they call Coach Judkins. Juddy? And for a team that has made a reputation by being so disciplined, this Villanova team's really disrupted them. Oh, what a play. How about that between Mullen and Olsen?
Yeah, that's just a miscue, but a great read for Villanova. And I know Coach Judd is upset because they've worked on defending that inbound play.
We are tied at 22. BYU had control early. Villanova's been fighting back. Gustin with a nice move, missed. Villanova, Asia, they seem like they've settled in now.
Yeah, they've settled in, and you know, you talk about the bench coming in and getting settled into the game and really stepping up. And you see Oriole here.
Out of bounds, it'll stay with Villanova.
Yeah, the kick out there and a miscue. Look at those players. They just run out to the outside and leave her right there. And there was the weak side help Paisley. She was just late on that, and Villanova took advantage of that. And Coach Judd, that was something specific he said on defense. Do not get caught hugging your man on the weak side.
Still tied. Villanova looking for that elusive lead. BYU, though, has a chance to grab it back here. Gonzalez still scoreless in this game. She has the ball. Step back jumper is good, and Gonzalez gets her first bucket for BYU, the 2-time West Coast Conference Player of the Year, who averages 19 a game.
There we go. I smell a momentum play. All you need is that one shot.
Segras still hasn't gotten going.
That's a great cut.
Nice cut, but Runyon doesn't finish. Yeah, backdoor cuts, bounce passes, screens. We got it all. I mean, this is a summer camp film dream between these two teams.
And a team that, you know, the teams that I've been a part of, we hated to play defense against. You constantly have to be active, moving, and head on a swivel, and it's like they can run through a whole shot clock, through a whole possession, but lull you to sleep right there at the end.
Joe Mullaney Jr., the associate head coach for Villanova, he said Siegrist is so good because she never stops moving, but she still has not scored at the same pace she's used to. We're in the final 5 minutes of the second quarter in our first game from Ann Arbor. Nice touch pass. Oriole comes crashing in and gets her own miss.
I like it, Oriole. You better go. You better work.
Just a freshman. This Villanova program very well situated for the future. I mean, Oriole's everywhere.
Look at her working.
Number 2 in dark blue for Villanova. Good take and fouled. Foul's going to be on Herlihy. Graham will be on the free throw line, but we're going to take a commercial, catch our breath. This is a good one here in the second quarter.
And it's igniting this whole Villanova team. I mean, it's igniting us over here on the sideline. We're just getting really excited.
Graham on the free throw line now. She's from New Zealand. She's got her bachelor's degree in political science from Colgate, and now is getting her master's here. And had a master's thesis on gender equity. And it was an amazing project she did for that master's thesis. She has her own podcast now that's become very popular. It's on all the podcast platforms. And there's Siegrist. They get her a good look early.
You talk about that podcast. I just love how these players are just really active on different social media platforms, specifically when you talk about these different issues, but specifically with gender equity.
Backcourt violation. Graham's podcast, by the way, is called Second Class Citizens. If you want to take a listen to it, it's a short listen, but it's all research-based. It's not her opinion. It is a very intellectual look at gender equity in Division I sports. So I'd encourage you to take a listen. The Villanova defense continuing to force uncharacteristic BYU turnovers. Here's an open three. Knocked down. That was string music. Runyon, swish.
I love it. See, and it starts with Siegrist. She was got the ball down in the post. They pushed her out. She didn't have anything, and she saw that top man was coming and digging down, so she just kicked it right out to her open teammate. But how about the answer there? Paisley Harding.
Backdoor cut as Villanova has grabbed the lead here. Harding has been outstanding for BYU. 10 points. She's the only player in the game with double figures next to Oriole. And there's Harding again on the defensive end, are trying to tie up Siegrist, and does. And the possession arrow will go the other way. Here's that three.
We talked about the double down. And Runyon just spot up, right place, right time, and ready to shoot. And that's a great look by Siegrist. You talk about high IQ and being able to make reads.
Now Runyon only averages 4 points a game. She's got 6. 2 for 2 behind the 3 line. BYU trying to steal the lead, and a foul on Siegrist as Harding goes hard to the floor. But we know that she is very tough. She comes back after getting stitches and finishes a game. This is no big deal to her.
And it's that hesitation. You don't have to be the most athletic player. She is a bit of a quickster, but you don't have to be the most athletic. It's that hesitation that got her right by Siegrist. And she's just able to get that contact and draw it and get to the free throw line. She
and Albiero have tied for the most games played for BYU. They played 145 games over the course of their career. And Paisley, by the way, is married. Her husband Connor is here. He used to play on the men's team and now is at Utah Valley. And BYU takes the lead back behind that Harding free throw. What a good start to our day here in Ann Arbor. Siegrist going to work. Double team. No problem. And Siegrist getting going now.
It's the Big East Player of the Year right there.
And that's saying something with UConn in the conference. Gonzalez, speaking of Players of the Year, ambitious pass there. Lucky that BYU kept it. Graham fouled on the way to the basket. And the foul is going to be on Anahili Cauley. So
you look at those last couple of possessions that Paisley specifically had when she had the bucket. Then on the defensive end, she had that help side and got that that steal. And then you see here, they turned it over, but she hustled and got the ball back for her team. She's all over the place. A luxury to have a player like that on your squad. And then look, attacks the basket, does what she does best, draws the contact.
Harding gets fouled by Olsen.
This is all day. Drive to the basket.
The word I picked up on was hustle. You are not going to see any lack of hustle in this game on either side of the ball.
Yeah, not on either side of the ball. And you credit both teams and just the way they play, the hustle mentality, and coming from every single player out there on the court. And hey, that's why they're here, and that's why they've had the success that they've had this entire season.
This BYU team, an excellent free throw shooting team. They hit 76% as a team. Harding 84%. And today, Oriole now coming back into the game for Villanova as Harding pushes the lead up to 1. That's what I mean. It's just, you feel like when you watch these two teams, Asia, you're going to see a pretty clean game. I know there's been some BYU turnovers, but they seem to make the right play when they need to. Both teams.
Very high IQ team, and that's the culture of Villanova, culture of both teams. But when you talk about BYU, I think it really credits their veteranship. They're a veteran team. They've been in these positions before. They've played together.
Shot clock down to 5. Oriole got to go to work. Kick it to the corner. 3, no good. Just over 90 seconds to play here in the first half. Harding for 3. And an offensive rebound by Albiero.
I want to talk about Oriole on that last play real quick. That's next level. I talked about how coach doesn't want her to go specifically one-on-one all the time. She drove. Instead of forcing up a shot, she kicked it out. It wasn't a miss, but that was a good look.
Gonzalez tried to take it out of bounds, and it'll go to Villanova. Shot clock was about to expire, so 1:11 left to play here in this half. Denise Dillon alongside her Jeff Judkins on the other side of the court. These two coaches of the year in their conference really working hard here in this first half.
We got some GOAT coaches all around in these games that we have.
Under a minute here in the half. Gardler. Another open 3 just off the mark, and Siegrist runs it down.
I love that. That was a great look by the freshman, just probing the defense and surveying. They didn't get the shot on that make, but that was a great play.
Shot clock down to 4, out of bounds. And that's a break for Villanova. A reminder coming up when we get to halftime, it is Degree in the studio. They'll be going over all the first round highlights, looking at how impressive the top seeds have been, and a recap of this game. Final 31.8 of this quarter. Steal by Gonzalez, and she slows it down after she crosses half court. About a 1 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. In theory, BYU can hold it for 1 here. BYU leading by a point. Could be the final shot of the half off the rim. No, Gonzalez makes the most. Oh, missed the layup. So after a very competitive first half, BYU, the number 6 seed, leading Villanova by 1. Let's head into the studio for Degree in the studio.
Throw line. She has gone to the free throw line 6 times, made all 6. She's shooting efficiently, and she's what's pretty much gotten BYU back in the game when Villanova went on a run.
Well, that is what BYU is known for, their offensive efficiency. They are one of the best scoring teams in the country. They shoot about 47% overall. excellent free throw shooting team as well. Siegrist, that is a good sign for Villanova to get her started right away.
It's funny, we just talked about at half how other players were stepping up and how we expect Siegrist to show out in the second half, and that's a great start for her.
Siegrist, the second leading scorer in the nation, and broke the Big East single season scoring record earlier this year, averages about 27 points per game. Villanova, a 1-point lead after that Siegrist bucket to start the third quarter. Boom, that is good right away by Brooke Mullen.
You saw how she looked to the side like she was about to run back. She knew she was making that. She shot that with absolute confidence.
So an excellent start for Villanova, a 5-point run to begin the third quarter. We'll see if BYU can respond here. Nice take by Graham.
I love it, the ball movement. Lots of ball movement there. Forced Villanova into a lot of rotation, and Teagan just took advantage. She had that whole entire right side to herself to be able to attack the basket.
Graham now with 5 points. Siegrist, again, trying to get more involved here in this offense in the second half to put her team on her back. Herlihy will drive against Gustin and draws the foul. Doesn't make the shot, but Herlihy will go to the line following the foul on Gustin.
It's number 12, Lauren Gustin. It's her first personal foul.
Yeah, that was a tough take there by Herlihy. Lots of contact there, but she was able to get it up.
Herlihy, a two-time second team All-Big East performer, 73% free throw shooter. She's from Braintree, Massachusetts, but speaks Spanish fluently. Her mother's from Costa Rica, and her sister Bridget was a star on this team, was a grad assistant last year, now playing professionally over in Luxembourg. So the Herlihy name very synonymous with Villanova basketball. Villanova 4 of 6 from the free throw line. BYU 6 of 8. 3 on the way from Gonzalez. And the Stars making an impact right away for both teams here in the second half.
I love it. I don't know what either one of these coaches said in the locker room, but the Stars, like you said, coming on into this half with confidence. I love it. Gonzalez with the shot.
Gonzalez now at 5. Here's Siegrist trying to answer, misses the 3. And Gonzalez came out of that pack with the rebound. She's leading the break. Harding trying to get it in. Good defense by the Wildcats. Harding called for it. Garzon, nice pass. Siegrist got her miss, makes it.
Whether it's a pretty or ugly possession, however she's going to score, she is going to do it. She missed that easy bunny inside, but got the rebound and put it back up.
Gonzalez, how about the pace right now? Gustin offensive rebound, tied up by Olsen. And the possession arrow will keep it on this end. Let's go back to that 3.
I like it. Gonzalez coming into this half with confidence, shooting that 3. The form was up.
Gonzalez now with 5 points. And off the inbounds play, good defense by Herlihy. Gonzalez this year, almost 19 points a game. She's just gotten better and better. Twice named the West Coast Conference Player of the Year, and she was also an honorable mention All-American. Gustin had good position on Olsen, but just missed. So BYU unable to get the lead back. Villanova can add on it. Siegrist. Wide open is Olsen. Here come the Cougars.
The great pass. Great shot. That is textbook transition right there to the trail player. And when your trail player is Teagan Graham, she's going to make that 3.
Graham makes almost 40% of her threes this year. That is her specialty. and she knocks down that one to give BYU the 2-point lead. Graham, couple of threes in this game. Herlihy going to take it herself. Siegrist has got to create something. Shot clock at 4, and off the mark again. And you know, it's interesting, she's been short a lot in this game as we go back to that Graham three.
Yeah, short a lot, but I'll tell you who wasn't short on this shot. Tegan Graham for the 3, and her bench. Her bench hype as they should be. That was such a great play.
So BYU responding after the hot start from Villanova to begin this third quarter. Winner of this will take on the winner of Michigan and American, which will follow here in Ann Arbor. That game will be on ESPN2. Gonzalez, nice take, missed. And Gonzalez with a heads-up steal. She won't miss that.
See, that's the culture of BYU. They play hard. They don't settle and hang their head on a miss layup like what just happened there. Gonzalez hung around and got the steal and made up for the play.
Coach Judkins telling us everything is a competition with his team. Their whole system is based on competition, all their drills. Siegrist draws the foul. She was double teamed. Getting a lot of respect from BYU. Foul is going to be against BYU's number 10, Graham. And that'll send us into a break with BYU up 4. Well, Denise Dillon, the Big East Coach of the Year, has the honor of coaching the Big East Player of the Year. And that would be, of course, Maddie Siegrist. And Maddie Siegrist is achieving the impossible, brought to you by Adidas. Siegrist has been on fire offensively. This is her points per game since the 2019-20 season. This year alone, breaking the Big East regular season scoring record and second in the nation in scoring. And she is the 3rd player all time to be named Big East Player of the Year from Villanova. Now at the free throw line. Siegrist, an 83% free throw shooter. The first Big East Player of the Year from Villanova was also the National Player of the Year, and was the highest paid player in the history of the game, Shelly Pennefather. An interesting story. You can Google it. It's incredible. She was their first Big East Player of the Year, as I said, and left basketball to become a nun, and is in the Cloister Order of Poor Claris, which is an order that prays 20 hours per day, has very limited contact with society, and Maddie's actually been one of the few people that's been able to meet with her individually.
You talk about a person that's harder to access than the president. If anybody can get to her and have a conversation with her, it is Maddie Siegrist, and that credits how much respect Pennefather has for her just as a player. And she said she's also given her guidance and just great advice too, just as being a player and an overall individual person.
Well, if you're into basketball history, just Google Shelly Pennefather. There's all kinds of incredible coverage of her, and Maddie Siegrist trying to follow in those footsteps on the basketball court. Gonzalez was fouled by Olsen. Olsen has 2 fouls now. And Gonzalez nails that free throw. You know, one thing we didn't really point out earlier, I was looking, Asia, is Gonzalez doesn't make a lot of threes, and she just made a 3 a little while ago. That's one of the things that that Juddy wants her to work on more.
And he said he wants her to expand her jump shot, that perimeter game. Her bread and butter really has just been pushing and trans, but we talk about threes.
Garzon from Israel buries the 3. Big East most improved player this year. That's her first score. Brings Villanova to within 1. Gonzalez, quick release. Good defense by Garzon. And then Gonzalez follows her shot, ties up Oriole, but it'll be Villanova's basketball. Well, Lior Garzon from Israel just made that last 3. Second team all Big East. Hebrew is her native language. They've had a couple of Israeli players here in the Villanova program.
And Coach said they have a Israeli Connect, so that's one of the places that they look to go to a lot, you know, when they recruit overseas.
Love how they describe her game too. They say she really has no conscience.
She's just I mean, you can see it in her face. She's out there. I don't want to say going through the motions, but she's, she has that kind of chill face.
Well, they say she can make what they describe as an awful play and then come back and win the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good and a bad thing, right? I mean, not a bad thing. I would say it's a good thing, that next action mentality where you just don't let the last play phase you. Move on.
Villanova trying to wrestle the lead back. There's Garzon, another three off the mark this time. And it's out of bounds on BYU. Villanova's going to keep it. Segrist today, 11 points. Ken comes in averaging almost 27 a game. Segrist, double team. Wide open is Oriole if they can get it to her. Why do they need to do that? Look at Segrist knocking that down.
Yeah, that was just the easier pass to make. Right out there to Segrist, who was able to knock down that shot.
Albiero dishing it. And Gonzalez couldn't catch the pass. Albiero actually probably could have shot that. She started the game with 5 quick points. She's what they call the glue of this team.
Yeah, she typically is pass first, look for her shot second, so that could explain that last possession. But I agree with you. She had the layup. She was right there at the rim.
42-41. Nova with a 1-point lead. Segrist with Hampson on her. Hampson 6'7". Segrist shoots over her. BYU can throw so many different looks at you when they bring Hampson in off the bench. He was a 4-year starter, came back for an extra year, has accepted a limited role, but that's what she can give them, that post presence.
I love that. She missed the shot and she tipped it right out.
Harding just had to throw it up there, got out of control in midair, and it's going to turn it back over to Villanova. Reckless abandon, would you use that phrase for Harding?
I just love the energy and passion and toughness she plays with.
Segrist gets away from Hampson.
That's her move there, right there in the paint, that turnaround jumper. She's so versatile. She can score anywhere, and with her size, she's just such a threat offensively.
Segrist up to 15 points now, and Hampson with the foul. I think, well, wait a second, that might be on Villanova. Yeah, it's going to be on Villanova. That foul will be on Runyon, and Coach Dillon not happy with that call. And you see next to her is Joe Mullaney Jr., the associate head coach. What do you think, Asia?
Yeah, she got clamored on that ball screen. I didn't see her touch her. She kind of just flailed her arms out. That's what I thought happened. I didn't see her touch her. But I'm not the ref, so can't do too much over here.
Harding on the drive, nice block. Good defense there by Runyon, forcing the turnover.
She said, you want to call that foul on me? I'm going to make the next best play. I'm going to get that block.
Segrist there to catch that before it becomes a turnover. And now Segrist's going to settle this team down. Segrist gets fouled. Albiero with the foul. Albiero had to go to the bench in the first half with 2, picks up 1 here. Yeah, I love yesterday, Asia. Segrist, she would not leave practice until she made 5 threes in a row.
Yeah, one of her superstitions, her traditions that she has to do. And I mean, obviously that contributes to her ability as a shooter. But even like, because we were trying to talk to her at the end, and she was like, I got to hit these 5 shots first, guys.
But she didn't take long.
She didn't take long at all. We weren't waiting long at
No.
all. Listen, I was willing to wait because I knew she wasn't going to take long.
We were in no danger of missing the next practice.
Not at all.
Olsen gets loose, misses the bank. A 3-point game as we are about to close out the 3rd quarter in this first round matchup. March Madness in Auburn, or in Ann Arbor, excuse me. Ann Arbor, part of the Wichita region. Michigan and American University will be on this court next. That'll be on ESPN2. Villanova slowing it down here.
And slowing it down. I think they're trying to run through their sets and just really get the best shot possible. And I love that they're looking to go into their veteran, their leader, their best player in Siegrist.
Siegrist gets fouled by Graham.
You saw even in that last possession, she started the offense with the ball.
Third foul on Graham. Villanova up by 3. They've been just a little better than BYU here in the third so far. Gustin with a rebound, and she's fouled by Siegrist.
That's tough.
It's a hustle play, though. You know, so many of the fouls today, it's hard to get mad because they're hustle plays, right?
You really can't get mad. They are all hustle plays, and you talk about two teams where, you know, that's the culture of their team is the hustle.
2 fouls on Siegrist now. This could be the final possession of the third quarter. BYU looking like they'll hold it for 1. Albiero out front with the ball. And almost a steal. Heads up defense. Good D by Runyon to get her hand on that. And Harding will inbound it now at half court.
I love how Runyon stepped up and has played this entire game on both ends of the court.
Gonzalez double teamed. It works. Olsen will get it. And fired up a shot, laughing as she runs to the bench. That was a prayer that was not answered. So Siegrist coming to life in the third quarter, scoring 9 of her 15 points. And we'll see if that carries over into the final quarter as Villanova and BYU fighting into the fourth quarter. This is going to be a fun finish. You'll definitely want to rejoin us in Ann Arbor. Well, this Villanova team captured the nation's attention on February 9th when it broke UConn's NCAA record of 145 straight conference game wins. The Wildcats upsetting the Huskies at UConn in an historic performance.
Yeah, no one beats UConn at home, but I'll tell you who does. Villanova. You talk about an upset, and they just had the momentum throughout the entire game. They played extremely hard. They shot the ball well. They shared the wealth from everywhere. And you look at the most wins in conference, UConn at the top with 25, and then Villanova right under with 23. You talk about this team doing the unexpected in the Big East Conference, shaking things up, as they're shaking things up here tonight too.
Gustin trying to get loose, can't do it. Villanova's win total is their most since 2018. And Coach Dillon saying that win over UConn was a turning point for them because it gave this team so much belief. If they can beat a program like UConn, there's not much more they can't accomplish. Garzon misses on the drive, and BYU trailing by 3. BYU, a number 6 seed, taking on number 11 seed Villanova. BYU last year was an 11 seed, upset Rutgers, and then lost to Arizona, which went on to the national championship. Here's Harding.
How about that, the irony of the 11 and 6 seed with BYU.
BYU was considered one of the top teams in the West all year. Olsen, nice pass from Herlihy.
I love that. Great read from both players, the passer and Herlihy and the cutter from the freshman.
Almost 70% of Villanova's made shots this year have come with an assist. They're a very good passing team. Here's Harding knocking down the 3. That is ice water.
Every time there's a lapse for BYU on the defensive end, it is Harding that steps up and answers and hits that big money shot on the offensive end.
And the BYU fans are on their feet behind the bench trying to push this team. Villanova up by 2 here in the final quarter. Whoa, look at that 3. 7 on the shot clock. That was a deep 3 by Garzon off the mark. And now BYU with a chance to tie or take the lead. Gonzalez, nice move. Good pass. Gustin with a layup off the assist from Gonzalez.
And this is exactly what a veteran team does. When they have laps on the defensive end, you know, when they go in stretches where they're not doing well defensively, they will have those stretches where they come back and they execute. You can never sleep on a veteran team for those reasons.
That is such a good point, Asia. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out here. Nice move by Herlihy.
I love it. That reverse layup.
And one.
This has literally been back and forth. BYU just scored, but then they answer on the reverse layup. How pretty. And then who else? Harding with the three. And I love it, the confidence. She left the hand up.
Herlihy on the free throw line now. 0 for 2, makes that one when it counts and completes the three-point play. Good response from the Wildcats.
This back and forth, high tempo, high IQ, efficient offensive game from both teams. This is what we love to see in the dance, in the March Madness.
Harding draws the foul from Mullen. And so Harding will go to the free throw line. 6:56 left to play. Harding's been one of the stars today, 17 points. She is 6 of 6 from the free throw line. She's a good dancer too, huh, Asia?
Oh yeah, speaking of dancing, this is my favorite dance video, I have to admit, of all that I've seen. Look at her knees. Look at the, like, my knees are hurting over here sitting down watching this video. How is she doing that?
It just kept reminding me of the mailroom scene from Elf.
From Elf,
yeah.
Exactly.
That was impressive. And she's impressive at the free throw line today too. 8 of 8. She has shot 8 of the team's 12 free throws. It's a 1-point game. Siegrist, another bucket. She's got 17 now and keeps her team in front.
I love it. The battle of the veteran players. These are the people who you go to, whether they didn't get buckets in the first half, they will come out and play in the second half, and you've seen that specifically in Siegrist just stepping up.
Gonzalez a 3. She made one earlier, missed that one, but it was on the mark. Just hit the back of the rim.
How about that rebound there?
Yeah. Double team, Herlihy throws it up. Siegrist kept battling and eventually drew the foul. There is no quit on either side of the floor. That foul on Graham. 4th foul on Graham. So Siegrist will go to the line now. Hampson will come in. Again, that gives BYU a different look. She's 6'7".
And she's got that size. Can help BYU clean it up better in the glass, because Villanova, they've been relentless on the boards on both ends.
You know, going back to the Pennefather and UConn win, it's kind of ties in, because she got a letter from Shelly Pennefather, and then the next day they beat UConn.
Right?
So she said it was the good luck from Sister. She has a different name as a nun, Sister Rose Marie, but Shelly Pennefather.
You know what got me the most from that story? Like when we talk about, speaking of UConn, she has no idea that UConn has been a great dynasty team for decades. You know, when she was given information, you know, I can literally picture her sitting there like, what, UConn? They're good?
Yeah, she's been disconnected from society since June of 01. Siegrist knocks down the 3. Villanova grabbing some momentum here with 5:27 left to play.
I love it. Sharing the ball and sharing the wealth. Look at this pass right here. Siegrist, the senior, the veteran, stepping in the corner, knocking down the 3. And the bench loves it.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Maddie Siegrist has pushed Villanova to a 7-point lead, 55-48. And if my North Carolina public educated mind has this right, Asia, it is her 21st game of scoring more than 20 points. Did I get it right?
Don't ask my Maryland educated mind / A&M.
Her numbers
no,
are just
kidding.
They're just too big to calculate. She does have a 42-point game this year as well against Marquette. But more importantly, she is single-handedly getting Villanova to stay out in front of BYU right now. That was an intense BYU timeout, and Harding scores right out of it.
You can rely on Paisley Harding on both ends of the floor to execute, to bring your team back with the momentum.
It had been a while since BYU had scored. 55-50. Herlihy, an ambitious attempt. BYU with a chance to eat into the lead. And let's see if what you were saying earlier about the experience of BYU asserts itself here. Not on that possession, a turnover. Here's Oriole, the freshman. Had it knocked away, and it'll stay on this end of the floor. So teams will head to the bench. We'll catch our breath. A 5-point game with 4.5 to play.
If I had a crystal ball, I'd shake it all up till I get it all. 'Cause I can see it in the future.
Well, some young Cougars there hoping they can lift BYU here. This game has been everything we hoped it would be. Michigan and American are up next on ESPN2 at 3:30. We will sit right here. Chrysler Arena getting a treat here. A lot of these Michigan fans having a good time watching this one. Shot clock at 7. Villanova with the ball. This is Olsen. Good rebound by Siegrist. How about that position with 6'7" behind her?
That's what you got to do. You got to get the box out. You're not going to win the reach battle or the jump battle. You got to get that box out. And Siegrist did exactly that to gain her team another possession.
7 rebounds for Siegrist. Herlihy forced it. Gustin with a rebound. Cougars need to start scoring. Harding trying to get around Olsen, and that's just, Harding was trying to get around Runyon, and that was just too good a D.
Yeah, that's great D right there. And you talk about these last 2 possessions for both teams with the miss by Herlihy over there on the baseline. I want to see these teams execute, take their time and run through their sets, trust their offense. Do what coach laid out for you on the blueprint. Do not force up shots, because down the stretch, execution on both ends is what's going to matter for both of these teams.
Siegrist, good defense by Gonzalez. Shot clock at 2, and I don't think they're going to get it off. Nope, shot clock expires. Good defense by BYU, and now 3:14 left to play. Substitution coming into the game. Graham will replace Hampson.
And that's what I'm talking about with execution by BYU on the defensive end. You saw that ball pressure, the high hands. Villanova, they're a team that likes to cut and make those reads, but it's hard to make that pass and see and survey when you have ball pressure.
BYU's got to score, though, when they make that good defensive play, and they do. That is Gustin with a nice move in the post to bring BYU within 3.
I love it. So simple, such a great pass in. An efficient and easy bucket.
Good look inside. Nothing there. Wisely, Herlihy kicked it out. Now she'll shoot. And a foul. Herlihy got hit on the arm. Foul on number 13, Paisley Harding. That is just her first foul, however. As hard as she plays under control, only 1 foul. And now Herlihy at the free throw line. Herlihy in her 6th season with this Villanova program. She is one of their veterans. Had a season-ending knee injury in the 1920 season and has come back for this final year. Knocks in 1 of 2. 4-point Villanova lead, 2:37 to play. The possession arrow belongs to Villanova. Albiero, nice take. Graham open for three. Knocks it down.
That can't happen. You cannot give Tegan Graham any space. You can't get caught under defender, ball screen, rub screen, whatever it is. You have to know where she is, and you have to get out on that arc.
11 points for Graham. That was a huge shot as it brings BYU to within one, and it prompts a timeout called by Villanova.
Graham right here, this is just an excellent read. You see, she gets caught up on that rub screen, and Graham just knocks it down there. Shooting with all confidence. This is such a huge shot for BYU, and who better to put it up than your top three-point shooter on your team?
Graham, a proud Kiwi. She's one of the 3 players on this roster from New Zealand. Got her undergrad degree from Colgate, now in the master's program in mass communications at BYU. And has just made a massive shot. A 1-point game with 2:07 to play. Villanova has gone without a field goal in almost 3.5 minutes. So we'll see if Segrist can change that, as it will be Villanova's ball out of this timeout. The possession arrow again belongs to Villanova. Nice look.
Awesome pass.
Segrist with the finish. Herlihy, fantastic assist.
Such a great pass, and that's where she scored. That's her bread and butter, is that backdoor cut, playing off the ball, being an opportunistic scorer, and that was just a great pass right over a short Paisley to get it right into the long arms of Segrist.
And then Herlihy broke that up. Let's take a look at this play again.
Look at this textbook backdoor cut, and that pass was just on the money and perfect. And you know me, as a fellow post player, we love nothing than a pass up high, right to the hand, and being able to get it in a position where we can get that easy bunny.
1:35 to play. Villanova getting into their offensive set. Shot clock is at 10. Runyon misses the 3. Gonzalez will push it for the Cougars. And a timeout taken by BYU. Jeff Judkins jumps up, takes a timeout, wants to get his team.
Their team, they play with very high IQ, and they execute out of these special situations. You see here the side ball out of bounds. This is such an important possession.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Fouls to give as well. Harding driving right down the lane, misses the layup. Under a minute to play. Oriole, who was a big star in the first half, swarmed by Cougars, and a timeout taken by the Villanova bench.
That was such great execution, but Paisley Harding not able to make it. They love to run that play for her. On any set, you'll see her running off, coming off that down screen and curling and to that high post and attacking the basket. And that look was perfect. She just wasn't able to not make it.
Villanova with 1 timeout remaining. BYU still has 2. And another fantastic game coming up after us on ESPN News, a battle of the Sunshine State. Florida and UCF will be playing after us. Villanova's really shut down Gonzalez today. Only 8 points, that's 10 off her average.
Look at this offense and defensive substitution. Hampson from BYU just subbing in the game. She's going to give them that length and that size. She is a rim protector. She is going to block shots. She's going to secure a rebound.
Villanova holding it out front. Trying to take up some time. Olsen fires in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Oriole has it taken away by Gustin.
Great defensive possession for BYU. Can they capitalize?
Hampson with a layup. It's a 1-point game. Timeout BYU. So now both teams with one timeout remaining, 26.6 seconds left, and the possession arrow points to Villanova. Let's go back to that last play.
Great possession here. Great textbook conversion from defense to offense. You have the steal here. And then, how about coming off the bench, coming into the game, and stepping up, running the floor, and getting that bunny for Hampson.
Hampson is part of BYU women's basketball royalty. Her mother, Teresa, the third all-time leading scorer in history and the all-time leading shot blocker. And how about this, in block shots, mom is number 1, sister is number 2, and Jennifer number 3. That was her first basket. Yeah, top 3 shot blockers in BYU history.
All around the same height, I believe.
So Villanova will inbound it. They'll have to travel the length of the floor. 26.6 seconds left. The Wildcats with a 1-point lead. Garzon, they break the press. And Garzon is fouled. Foul is going to be on Harding. And that is only her second foul.
And this is where you see where Villanova will be battle tested in these final seconds of the game. You talk about a young team versus a veteran experienced BYU team.
It'll be Villanova ball out of bounds. 19.9 seconds to play. Shot clock is off. Possession arrow belongs to Villanova. Both teams have a timeout. Segris. And Segris fouled at half court by Gonzalez.
Cougars fouls number 2, Shaylee Gonzalez. That's her first personal foul, team's 5th. Villanova is in the bonus.
So that is the team's 5th foul. So Villanova now in the bonus. Segris will go to the line. And Segris will get a couple here. And this is one of the things she does well, is make free throws.
Segris is a player for Villanova. You want her at the line. And in the case of BYU, not at all.
This season, 83%. Still a one-possession game, even if she makes this. BYU calls a timeout. Segris has just given the 11-seed Villanova Wildcats a 3-point lead, and that is the final timeout. Segris has been the difference maker here in the second half.
Absolutely. The veteran players, we've been preaching this all game. It is the veteran players that are going to step up. And it has been Segris for Villanova, scoring in all ways. I love this. She's able to work out down in the block. Opportunistic score, making those cuts, and I love this one. The hustle, got a second chance opportunity. And we talked about her shooting. She's just lethal from shooting from that perimeter. Such a pretty release, and this was my favorite play. Right here, that three-pointer that got her bench dancing in this March Madness dance.
She got it going in the second half. 19 points in the second half for Segris. She only had 6 in the first half. So a 3-point lead here. BYU's going to have the ball, Asia. Obviously a 3 will tie. Possession arrow goes to Villanova. BYU has no more timeouts. Villanova has 1 more. What's BYU going to be looking to do here on this possession?
I believe they're going to look to attack first, but they do have so many options, so many lethal scorers, but I believe they may look for the attack first, and if they want that victory 3 shot, I believe it'll be none other than Teagan taking it. But I can see Paisley attacking downhill, excuse me.
BYU has made 6 3-pointers today. They are 6 of 15. A 3 will tie. 16.2 seconds left to play. And it'll be Graham inbounding it with Segris in her face. No more timeouts for BYU. Harding gives it to Graham. Graham forced it, no foul, and now a BYU foul. Foul is on Gonzalez here in Ann Arbor, part of March Madness, and it has been every bit March Madness. Villanova, the 11 seed in the tournament for the first time since 2018, on the verge of upsetting BYU, the West Coast Conference regular season champions. Herlihy makes it a 2-possession game with 8.4 seconds to play.
Villanova has just been so impressive with how stout, how they've been executing, how smart they've been playing down the stretch. That last defensive possession, I love it. They completely blew up that BYU play.
Olsen fouling Gonzalez. Still not in the bonus. Second team foul only. So Villanova can continue to try to stop BYU without putting them on the line. Graham looking to get it in with Siegrist in her face to Albiero, and Albiero is fouled by Olsen. 4.6 seconds left. That's the fourth foul. Fourth foul on Olsen. Team's third. BYU out of timeouts. Villanova making news earlier this year, upsetting UConn, breaking UConn's 145-game conference win streak. And that has really given this team so much belief. There's a hard foul by Runyon on Harding. And nobody plays harder than Harding. Harding has been a star for BYU today with 21 points, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. But Villanova still trying to run this out.
Yeah, they had some fouls to give. I like that foul there because you better believe Harding was going to attack that rim. So they got to stop in that possession.
Harding launches the three off the mark, and that's going to do it. Villanova is going to upset BYU and move into the second round of the NCAA tournament.
This is what we love about March. Look at Villanova storming the court as they pull off the upset. They have done the unexpected this entire season. It started with conference play, and now coming into this tournament, they played outstanding. Leadership by Siegrist, just play from everybody else on the squad as well, and they pull it out. Huge win against BYU.
Siegrist, the second leading scorer in the nation, turns it up for 25 points, most of those in the second half, and carries her team to victory and ends the season of BYU. BYU, a veteran team, a lot of their players walking off the court for the final team, and such an incredible display of pure basketball. I mean, this was such a fundamentally sound game. Siegrist, absolutely lights out in the second half.
She was just outstanding, and you said it specifically in that second half, and that just speaks to her veteranship. Just such an outstanding player, and I told you all, she's underrated. If you didn't know her name, you know her name now. An outstanding performance, and we are blessed with her presence here as she has led her team to a victory over BYU.
And Maddie has run over to join us. Congratulations on the win, first of all, Maddie.
Thank you.
And I got to ask you what you said to yourself at halftime, because you were a different player in that second half.
Just keep doing what you're supposed to do. Take good shots when they're open, try to get your teammates involved, and do the best I can defensively.
You have a young team. You've had players off the bench who had to come in and step up. As a veteran, when you go in lulls, when you're in these moments, what is it that you as a leader say to your teammates to keep them in the game?
We got this. Caitlin Oriole was huge today. I don't know how many points she finished with, but she gave us a real big spark in the first half when we needed it. And so did Lucy Olsen. Like, some of those young kids, this is the biggest stage they've ever played on, and I couldn't be more proud of my teammates.
What are you guys gonna do to celebrate this big win tonight?
Probably an ice bath. I don't know. Maybe an ice cream, something like that.
Well, you got another game coming up on Monday. When you came to Ann Arbor, what was the message for this team just on the plane, coming in, landing. We got to play BYU.
Just underdog mentality, one game at a time, and I think we've done that all year, and just continue to do that. Just play the best you can, play Villanova basketball.
Well, you are part of March Madness. Congratulations on the win.
Oh, thank you.
Maddie Siegrist, one of the best players in the nation, an All-American and the Big East Player of the Year. She carries Villanova to the upset win over BYU. More NCAA Women's Championship first-round action continuing at 3:30 here on ESPN News, Florida and Central Florida. But join us on ESPN2 for Michigan and American. For Asia Ellison, I'm Sam Gore. See you later.